Welcome. Welcome back to Fill Up on Facts. Little recap on my what's going on in my little life. My roommates, the couple that live with me, so they finally moved, and I helped them got their stuff and everything like out of the house and moved into their new place and stuff. So that's pretty cool. My house is pretty nice. I gotta lie, it's pretty good. Did take a lot longer than we all expected, but hey, it's okay. Yeah, now we're just waiting in my loft to redo the carpet into a wooden floor, and that's gonna look nice. And then we're gonna get a couch, coffee table, and back table for the couch and stuff. So it's gonna be pretty nice. Once I get it all set up and everything, I'm gonna do a tour 2.0, to show you guys what happened. And yeah, it's pretty cool. What else is going on? I am doing a podcast out in the middle of Colorado, well, like the south end of Colorado, right near New Mexico. So yeah, I'm just in my car. I got some mountains behind me and stuff. I might pan around and show you guys here in a little while. But yeah, I will be reading a script I wrote for this episode, so bear with me with all my mispronunciations with some words, because sometimes it's just really difficult for me. But I enjoy what I do, so I keep making it work, and hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Here we go. Let's get started. The impact of technology on society. As technology continues to advance, it has the potential to both enhance and disrupt our lives in significant ways. Some people argue that technology is leading us towards a utopian future, while others argue that it is creating a more divided and unequal society. Yeah. Crazy. The impact of technology on society is a complex issue, and it's important to consider both the positive and negative impacts that technology has. On the positive side, technology has the potential to greatly enhance our lives and improve the way we live. For example, advances in healthcare technology have led to the development of new treatments and therapists that have saved countless lives. Technology has also made it easier for people to connect and communicate with each other, regardless of where they are located. In addition, technology had a major impact on the way we work and do business, enabling us to be more efficient and productive. However, there are also negative impacts of technology on society that are worth considering. One concern is that technology can create a more divided society, with some people having access to the latest and greatest technologies, while others are left behind. This can lead to a social and economic inequality, as those who have access to technology have an advantage in terms of education, employment, and other opportunities. Another concern is that technology can lead to the loss of jobs, as automation and artificial intelligence become more prevalent in the workforce. Finally, there is an issue of privacy and security, as technology has made it easier for individuals and organizations to gather and use personal data and in potentially harmful ways. Now, Season 6 is all about philosophical perspectives. So here's a couple of philosophical perspectives that help us better understand technology and the impact it has on society. Forgive me if I say these words. Utilitarianism. This ethical theory holds that right course of action is the one that maximizes overall happiness or well-being. For a utilitarian, I'm going to spell it. Utilitarian. And I'll also write it out because this is really hard for me to say this. Utilitarian perspective. The impact of technology on society would be evaluated based on whether it leads it to an overall increase in happiness or well-being. For example, advancements in healthcare technology that saves lives and improves people's quality of life would be seen as a positive impact, while the technology that leads to job loss or social inequality would seem as a negative impact. Utilitarianism is often described as a consequentialist ethical theory because it focuses on the consequences of actions rather than on the actions themselves. According to utilitarians, the right thing to do is the thing that produces the best overall outcomes or consequences. In other words, the ends justify the means. Utilitarianism has a number of implications for how we should make ethical decisions. For example, it suggests that we should weigh the costs and benefits of different courses of actions and choose the one that leads to the greatest overall happiness or well-being. It is also suggested that we should be impartial and consider the interests of all affected parties, rather than just our own interests or the interests of a particular group. Now that we've talked about utilitarianism and how it approaches the issue of technology on society, let's turn to a different philosophical viewpoint. Deontology. I think that's right. This ethical theory holds that certain actions are inherently right or wrong, regardless of their consequences. From a deontological perspective, I'm going to spell this one as well. Deontological. And I'll also spell this one out too. So, let's see. The impact of technology on society might be evaluated based on whether it respects people's inherent dignity and rights. For example, technology that is used to exploit or harm individuals or groups might be seen as having a negative impact even if it leads to some benefits for society as a whole. Deontology has a number of implications for how we should make ethical decisions. For example, it suggests that we should act in accordance with moral rules and principles, even if doing so leads to negative consequences. It is also suggested that we should respect the inherent value and dignity of all rational beings and treat them as ends in themselves rather than as means to an end. Does that make sense? Moving on to the next thing. Social contract theory. This theory suggests that society is based on the implicit or explicit agreement among individuals to give up some of their freedom in exchange for protection and security. From this perspective, the impact of technology on society might be evaluated based on whether it enhances or undermines this social contract. For example, technology that is used to increase surveillance and control might be seen as having a negative impact, while the technology that is used to protect people's rights and freedoms might be seen as having a positive impact. According to social contract theory, individuals in a state of nature, i.e., without a social or government, are in a constant state of conflict. as they compete for resources and seek to protect their own interests. In order to escape this state of conflict, individuals agree to give up some of their freedom and to submit to the authority of a government or other social institutions that is responsible for enforcing laws and maintaining order. In return, the government or social institute provides protection and security for its citizens. Interesting and fascinating stuff right there. Oh, sorry, my arm's hurting. It's weird doing a podcast in a car, but like I can't set up my podcast studio in the loft until I get the floors and stuff done. So until then, we're gonna go out and explore and do podcasts in the car or in nature. It's just really cold outside right now, so I need a heater. But we've explored utilitarianism, deontology, and social contract theory. But there is one more perspective to consider: virtue ethics. Virtue ethics. This theory holds that the right thing to do is to cultivate and practice virtues such as honesty, compassion, and fairness. Fairness. I think that's right. From a virtue ethics perspective, the impact of technology on society might be evaluated based on whether it promotes or undermines these virtues. For example, technology that is used to deceive or harm others might be seen as having a negative impact, while the technology that is used to promote understanding and empathy might be seen as having a positive impact. According to virtue ethics, the right thing to do is to act in accordance with virtues that are valued by society and that reflect our inherent nature as rational beings. These virtues are often seen as being grounded in human flourishing and the common good, and they are typically seen as being distanced from moral rules or duties. Sorry, that was a little confusing. Virtue ethics has a number of implications for how we should make ethical decisions. For example, it suggests that we should strive to cultivate and practice virtues in our daily lives, rather than just following rules or just trying to maximize pleasure or happiness. It is also suggested that we should aim to act in accordance with our true nature and to live a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. Virtue ethics has been influential in a number of different areas, including education, psychology, and business ethics. However, it is not without its criticism. Some people argue that it is too subjective and that it fails to prove clear guidance on how to make moral decisions. Others argue that it is too individualistic and ignores the role of social and political factors in shaping our ethical choices. Jeez, that's cool, right? We're all following? That's wild. Let's get up here. I'll check that down. Okay. Crazy stuff right there. That's a lot, you know. Like those theories right there, this is why I like philosophy stuff, because like it makes me think like someone did the research, someone sat there and someone thought through all of this. And it's fascinating to just like, I don't know, for me it's fascinating to use my mind and to just like think about stuff and then be like, where does this lead? Like what implications does this have? It's pretty fascinating in my opinion. In this episode, we've discussed the impact of technology on society from a variety of philosophical viewpoints. Utilitarianism, I think I got it right. This tells us to weigh the cost and benefits of technology and choose the path that maximizes overall happiness and well-being. Deontology says that certain actions are inherently right or wrong, regardless of their consequences, and that we should act in accordance with moral rules and principles. Social construct theory suggests that society is based on an agreement among individuals to give up some of their freedom in exchange for protection and security, and that the impact of technology on society should be evaluated based on whether it enhances or undermines this social construct. Virtue ethics says that the right thing to do is to cultivate and practice virtues such as honesty, compassion, and fairness, and that the impact of technology on society should be evaluated based on whether it promotes or undermines these virtues. As you can see, there are many different ways to think about the impact of technology on society, and each of these philosophical viewpoints offers valuable insights. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next episode. And I hope you're having a great day, evening, or night, depending on when you tune in. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.